Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad, SuperCoach Pro. Today we're doing a round 3 AFL SuperCoach team review. So this week we scored 18-27. Wasn't a great round for us, and I think it's to really one player, and I'm talking about UMax scoring. I faded him last minute before round 1 started, and I chose Marshall over him. And since then, I reckon I've lost about 100 points in 3 weeks. So yeah, Gorn is really killing me not having him, and he's the only antipod that I shouldn't have gone with. And my season rank is blown out to 30,000, so I've lost 5,000 ranking. Look, it's not too bad. It's a lot better than some seasons I have started. But I feel like I trade pretty well during the season to get into that top 5K mark. No worries at all. So yeah, a bit of a downer week. A lot of high scoring teams. A lot of people didn't have some Giants and Gold Coast players, so there would have been that, to really take into the consideration going into the weeks. I was just doing some trading going forward. I mean, a bit of a preview here. This is what I'm probably looking at this week. Powell and Darcy in for Berry and Billings out. But before we get into that actual thing, because I've only just mucked around on my side, I actually went hard for my trades. I traded out Young, Wines, and Grundy, and I put Jackson in the ruck line, and then I put Butters and Sarong in my midfield to strengthen it because I was playing too many rookies in the midfield, and then I grabbed Zach Williams at D6, who I looped. So just restructured my side before the bye planning. I've gone heavy in the midfield, as you can see there. Before I do get into the scores, you got, Bont, Sarong, Butters, Miller, and Steele now, and then the 3 primos that we all talk about, Roberts, McKercher, and Sanders. So if we look in the back there, Stewart 99, it's a wet game, so his probably efficiency wasn't up that great. I thought it was a lot better game because I was listening to this on the way home on the radio, and then the lightning and stuff as well happened. So I thought we were going to get delayed SuperCoach upload tonight, but it actually came out pretty quickly. And the scoring seemed like there wasn't a lot of high scores in that game at all, apart from Warps, who scored like a 150. So yeah, 99 from Stewart's pretty disappointing, but what he do in wet weather could have been worse. Dacos 112, bounce back game, so pretty solid if you held him. He's probably got a nice break even after the bye if you don't have him. Still in 3 out of 4 sides. Break even's pretty high, so if he gets a 97, he's dropping another 30k. You pick him up for 570 and 550. In a couple of weeks, he'd be doing well. Sheasel, glad I started this pick. That looked like a no-brainer. A lot of people went like a Jaden Short to be a pod on the flip side to that, and it looks like Sheasel was the man to start, and I did something right there. Massimo went in early on this guy a couple of weeks ago, scored me an 87 the week before, 68 in the weather. I'll actually take that from a guy that's, probably dependent on the weather being a good kick and all, probably prefers the dry in terms of SuperCoach scoring. That sounds really stupid, but on to the next player, Howes 26. Yeah, that's pretty poor from a rookie in general. Like you cop a 50 at 40 at worst, but not a 26 generally. So that really sucks. It's halted his cash gen, I'd say, for a little bit. He's now got a break even of 30, so annoying. And then I loopholed Williams, and I just fielded the wrong rookie there. I should have picked Hoare over Howes, but I didn't know what we're going to get from Hoare. Like, was he going to get subbed out? Was he going to start as a sub? Too many factors for that. But then again, it is best 18, so maybe I should have taken a punt because he is a better interceptor. But yeah, we grabbed Williams for a bit of a cash play. He got burnt a lot, actually. I watched him about 7 or 8 times in particular, and he was calling for the ball and no one would pass to him. So I traded him in this week just for a bit of a cash grab. His time on ground went up, I'm pretty sure, with that 115. I saw him on the field a lot, and he wasn't coming off. So I think I bought him in at the right time. Didn't start him because his tog was pretty low. And I thought it might have been in the start of the season after the injuries he's coming off. I think he's coming off like an ACL the year before. So, yeah, it's not a bad shout. I can loop these players. Like Melbourne got round 4 bye, so I'll leave Caulfield and then I'll swing, Bukamas down back or something for Caulfield whenever we get a forward rookie that pops off or something like that. So I'm not too keen on any defender rookies at the moment still. And then, yeah, Captain Bont, who played a lot forward, I think he's still carrying some injuries. So kicked 3 goals, had like 16 disposals or something like that, played a lot forward and just got caught the ball a couple of times too, turned off the radio, cracked it. Like, I was fuming when I heard him get caught the ball. I listened to a lot of games on the radio for my roadie this week. So, yeah, a bit annoying with the Bont score for a captain. You want a 120 at least, and yeah, pulls out a 110. And then on the flip side of that, you get Gorn that pulls out a 170. People getting 340 scores. And you're losing your 120 points there. So instead of being 1825, I could have been with the pack and actually, scored a late 1900 score or close to 2000. So it's funny. Sometimes there is one player difference that will really set you apart in a week, and mine's gone. So yeah, not good for me, but did bring in Sarong, had a really slow start. Wasn't getting CBAs in the first quarter too, like played a lot of the wing, which was weird, but good players find a way to score, and he scored that one. Probably, I reckon he scored about 113 in 3 quarters. I think he was on about 12 at quarter time, and I was like, oh, this is a bad trade. But I actually preferred Butters. I actually preferred Strong over Butters in, I don't know if it was in a live stream or something like that, that we did with SDS and Freo Tragic and Damo, but I always like Strong pick over Butters because Butters is always going to do well against Tigers midfield. We don't really have much of a midfield this season. So yeah, and yeah, Butters again. He wasn't really getting tags. Just Melbourne were winning so many CBAs and centre clearances, stoppage clearances, whatever you want to call them. Just so dominant through midfield that Butters was getting, just handballs when he did, walk away handballs and trying to be, really clever, but not kicking it enough for my liking. And then when he did set up his teammates, they were scoring behind, so he didn't get, scaled as high as you'd like. And yeah, a lot of big scores in that game too. Sort of, Butters went from like a 106 post and then went 98 after that. So I don't know who the points went to, but yeah, quite a frustrating week to bring in some primos when you grab them off their week that they sort of pitter off at. And then, yeah, obviously, Oipold Sharp's score of 71. He's been a great rookie too, actually. Been pretty happy with my rookie selection so far this year. I don't think he's much of a pod rookie. Berry was a miss. So he's gone with Billings this week. And then Clark I held on to. I know some people traded out Clark, but I think he'll come good at some point. That's his best score. I'm pretty sure it's a 68 in the wet. So you'll take that. And then, yeah, Marshall and Jackson. That's a pretty poor ruck this week. I still like Jackson as R3 cover because I will put Gawn in there and we'll be fielding Gawn, Marshall, and Jackson at F1, F2, F3, wherever he sits by the end of the season. So he'll just be that whip if I need it. And then, yeah, Marshall, I've thought about boosting him to Gawn, but he plays Tigers this week and we've just lost a few more players. So I think he'll be getting a lot of marks around the ground. I think this is his week to go 170, 180 and Gawn to not do so good because I'm pretty sure he's got Rob and then Oscar McInerney the week after. So I'm really hoping that Marshall does something the next 2 weeks against Gawn because this has been not a great pod start. To be honest with you guys, 7% owned, and I'm really hurting when Gawn goes off and Marshall doesn't. So felt it this week, but I wanted to be a little bit different as well. And I've always liked Marshall as a pick for the last 2 years at least. So it is what it is there. I should probably go over the steal score. I mean, he looks back to his best, by the way, as well. Like I flipped him for Martin. I don't know why I skipped that midfield section there. And I feel like he might be a 115 guy this year. So happy with the pick. Matty Crouch came back to reality. He scored a 110, still like the pick, and he still outscored Butters. And I almost went Matt Crouch over Butters just to save 100K. And sometimes you're almost better doing that, regardless of what you think of other people saying that Crouch might get CBA as well. But if, Adelaide to do something else, Matt Crouch doesn't play anywhere else, bar CBAs. So, yeah, I still like the Matt Crouch pick. I don't have any job security issues with him now, and I think he's just a great pick. If you went him, well done to you guys. Roberts, McKercher, Sanders, 98, 74, 77. I think these scores will probably flip. One will pop off, and then the other two will do sort of mediocre each week. Are we going to get DPP? Yeah, for Roberts, surely we do. He's going down back. Like, he takes kick-ins as well. He played a really good game. I was going for him, but hoping Richmond would win. It was a weird combination to feel. And then, yeah, McKercher, he'll go DPP. So maybe I'll just chuck them for the Howes-Caulfield spot with Williams at D7 until he catches out. And then Sanders, not sure we get DPP now with his split. I think that's a borderline call by the end of round 6. We'll find out, I suppose. But yeah, 77 from that is fine. Jackson McCrae scored like a 60, so Bevo's probably dropping him anyway. So see how we go with Sanders scoring from here on out. Probably is about that 75 to 80 range. Same with McKercher. And then, yeah, the 4-1's not too bad, apart from the usual suspects. But Heaney 148 just looks like a great pick. If you didn't start him, then, well, probably not the smartest bloke, but I didn't start Gorn, so I can't talk. And then, yeah, Flanders, I really need him and Miller back this week because there's my 200-point difference that I'm really missing this week. I'm sure, a lot of people could say the same for picks like Tom Green anyway and Rao, so whatever, but there is still points that I don't have. And then, yeah, Billings 42, he's done for me. I don't care if you guys think he's F6, I just can't see it. He's got too much inconsistency. I always thought he was a downhill skier too. I always thought he played really well against the bottom 8 sides and then really struggled against top 8 sides when he was playing for St Kilda in particular, of course. So, yeah, Billings is going for me. Can't convince me otherwise. And then, yeah, Reed 54, that's whatever. Like, you could have actually skipped on this guy for 200k. Who would have thought, right? There will be a spike game somewhere, maybe against the Tigs. But yeah, I don't know. Don't know about Reed. And then Buku, one pod rookie that's actually gone off. And it's all because he's a defense player. They use him for the switch. He's also intercepting. He does give a few free kicks away, but 3%, I'll take that as a pod and I can chuck him down back. Potentially with Sexton, I don't know. I'm going to work something out. I need to restructure these sort of picks and upgrade my defense last because I want to wait for a Luke Ryan and all those players to come down. So yeah, Buku 82 scored a lot of those points in the first quarter. I remember he was on 25, 30 points in quarter one. I'm like, wow, we could get a ton out of him. So that really helps his cash gen. And then, yeah, Wilson, 25. I'm not sure what happened there. But yeah, not good when these players start dropping these scores. It means, yeah, cash gen halts, and then you sort of got to either trade them that week or you hold on to them for another 6. So Cadman and Sexton also back as well, which is handy for majority of the competition as well. So, yeah, what I'm happy with is my rookies. The restructure looks good now. The midfield feeling pretty comfortable that it's a lot deeper than some. I think I've got probably an extra primo from what I've seen in the midfield. Backline still got 3, and then, yeah, 2 up forward. But we're going to bring Power in. So what we'll do this week, I'm pretty sure I'll do a team update if I feel like it's necessary. But just so you can see the quality of it, I didn't go Power because I wanted to bring Butters and Strong in this week, and I wanted just one more look at Power. I've always been hot on him anyway because he does got the role. So 92 is not too bad from a Carlton midfield that he was up against, and then DPP Wilson back into the midfield. Now, if Darcy doesn't get dropped for Rory Lobb, who's scored like 9 goals in 2 VFL games, I'll chuck him in. But I have a weird feeling that Bevo being Bevo will actually stitch us all up and Darcy will be on the bubble and people bringing him in early really missed out because I reckon he could get dropped just because we never know with that stupid coach, to be honest. So how's the forward line look now if I press optimize? I don't think it's a bye week this week, by the way. But I still can loop my defense, which I will. And then, yeah, chuck Caulfield there if I need to. So what do we got? Yeah, it looks a lot stronger when you look at it that way. 3-5-3 and then 2 in the ruck line, of course. Don't go Conway for your R2. Don't be tempted in that. That'd just be stupid. So I don't want to see any of that in the comments. And then, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be rookie roulette, isn't it, this week? Who do you pick? It's based on who the matches up are for like a key forward. Whitefield, who will he play on? Will play on Sam Collins? Surely not. He might actually play on a smaller defender. I feel like Collins will go to Hogan. Cadman might be right against Gold Coast, but it's not. This is Adelaide round or whatever you want to call it. Sexton worries me. I don't know. I honestly don't know who to pick here. Who the Dogs got? Geelong. So I probably don't want to have Darcy. Do I? I don't know what I'm going to do with my rookies, but VC and C, sorry for rambling. What are we doing this week, boys and girls, if any of you are watching, actually? Stewart, not bad against the Dogs. Dacos, I think we're all a bit worried about, but McGuinness got omitted, I'm pretty sure. So unless they bring him back for that, I'd be pretty concerned of picking him. Bont against the Cats, but I just feel like he's banged up. So I think I'll avoid Bont this week, to be honest. And he'll probably go 160 because of it. So thank me later. Fremantle, does he get the Hewitt tag? Sarong. That's the issue. Like, Hewitt does tagging roles and he doesn't score too well. So maybe Hewitt has gone to him because I feel like Sarong has been taggable at points. Butters, surely Essendon midfield. Surely he tears them a new one, right? Just tears it apart. I don't know. I am floundering a bit, so I do apologise, but I want to look at these options. Took. No, doesn't like the Giants. I wonder why. Steele, can we rely on Steele? I don't even know. Well, it kind of sucks because in saying that, I've got the West Coast game here, so I've only got a handful of options anyway for my BC. So looking at my squad, I've got no one relevant for the first two games, so I'm going to have to VC Butters. Come on, computer. Oh, he's already VC'd. I'm an idiot. And then who do you try to C on? It's a bit risky, but I'm probably going to try to C on Marshall, considering he'll get marks around the ground. I think Samson Ryan will come back in for Lynch, so he'll be a secondary ruckman. Nank, yeah, Nank's not going to love this, I don't reckon. So I think Marshall's my pick for C. VC Butters and just take a 120 because I'm really not sure this week. Or could even Captain Heaney. That would actually be the more logical play, wouldn't it? Butters and Tahini. So yeah, side looks good on paper. Just got to nail my captains each week, and hopefully get my forward line rookies sorted out. It's just really hard too because you don't know. Does Sexton get chucked up forward? I don't know. Does Cadman score a 30 that we're expecting the week I field him? Possibly. So there's too many variables with my side at the moment. So I'm going to have to probably do a poll on Twitter and find out what rookies people favour over what and look into the matchups a little bit more heavily. So that is the team going into the round 4, and I'll do a preview if my changes will be made. All right, I'll leave it